Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a review on Bitcoin. I don't have any recommendation for action. I'm not an investment advisor, and this is not a substitute for investment advice. So here we go. So if we're going to look at Bitcoin, we're now on the 1st of December. Now, if we go and look at the daily chart, it's really hard to understand what's happening here. Supposedly, in the short term, we're in an uptrend and we want some kind of correction. Now, where is this correction supposed to go? At least in my opinion, when we go and look at the daily chart, we see that it could go here. It could also stop here, but the difference between these levels is almost 11,000 from 86,600. Sorry, from 87 to 74. These are the support and resistance levels we have. According to Fibonacci retracement, and it supposedly hits these levels, like every time we see it stops at these levels or breaks these levels. You can really see here that these lines are quite accurate. So when we go and check the daily chart, we don't know. It seems like it could also change direction and go up here now. We don't know exactly. So how can I come and know and say where we're going? The truth is, you see a much better picture when you go to the monthly chart, not even the weekly, the monthly. Because even in the weekly, for example, a weekly chart, each candle here represents 1 week, we also see an uptrend here. Now we see a correction. We see this is the new week. We see it breaks below 87. But it still doesn't break critically, like it's still not considered a break. There was an attempt here, and they bought all of it. They bought this week down and caused it to come and rise again above 87. My question is, if from here it's going to rise or fall or move sideways. What do I think? So if I'm going to look at the monthly chart, now I want to add here the Bollinger Bands that I use. So when I add the Bollinger Bands, I see that we're now at the 20 average. This is Bollinger for a period of 20, meaning it's a 20 average. This is the upper band. This is the lower band. Now I want to see if this is supposedly supposed to serve as a support level. I want to come and see if this thing is going to hold water or not. What I see here is that today is the first day of the month. I already said this. I knew I would hold this candle. It's going to look like this. It was yesterday at 91 to 91.5, and here it goes down. I said this before. This candle, how did I know? Because after such a candle, let's go back and look at previous months and see what happens when we see such a candle. So here we see another such candle. Now the candle that follows it, look, it comes and goes down even below for a test, and only a month later it tests even lower, and then only rises. In that same month, it already rises. Like, look at the candle we got in that month now. In my opinion, this candle is also going to touch, or candle 40 is going to touch this level of 74, if not less. I think even less. But something here always drops a bit less. and then it takes us up. It acts like a fake break, so it breaks down here like a trap, and then it goes up, upwards. Now let's go again. We see the candle. Let's go a bit further back. We see this red candle that also comes and covers the previous candle, meaning the entire body of the previous candle, and we see that here it is weaker. Here too it goes down further, and tests further down, that is. About halfway of the entire movement of the rise. We see, in my opinion, halfway here, maybe even a third, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's not that important, but we see that it does go down. So, here it is certainly supposed to go down. If we don't, supposedly, it was a kind of fake breakout. Here we are going down, usually, it also goes down less. There's a chance we will also reach these levels here of 70, maybe even 67. In my opinion, 66, 67 is. Pretty logical to me, like, and from here, the band with the months will rise a bit more, and it will take us up from here. 66, 67 is my opinion. So let's go a bit back. Let's look here. We see such a candle. Here it is. It's similar to this candle, right? Here, if we have this candle. This candle. And after it, what comes? Again, we go below it, a month later, again, more or less at these levels, and only in the month, if this is an example here, we are in December, so here it's January, so here the month after we go up. It could also be this month, but you can know this for sure, even here. Come see, if we look, we see a few candles going down, and again, we check, and even go down again. So now here, this is something that can't be known, but 74 here to buy, if we buy here at this support point, and even a little more, and set a stop, then this is all ready, and still, first of all, it will go up. After it goes up from here, it will definitely go up. After it goes up, the question is whether it will continue to rise or break downwards. The question is whether from here it will rise like this, or break downwards like this. It can also rise from here, from this area, which I think is the area I. I think it's, like optimally, it's best from here that we start to rise. It's always called the golden pocket. They like it below. The moment it breaks the last support, and then in a fake break, then the big buyers come and buy here, and then it goes up, 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 up. The question is if it will reach here and then correct from here. I can't know that for sure. What I can know is that the chance from here, I've already shown that once we got such a candle, we'll probably reach here. What other indication do I have? That I can come now. Everything I'm saying is of course not 100%. I don't know. Now Trump could come and say, I'm buying Bitcoin. The U.S. government, and everything will change. I don't know. Things can change. It's not a decree of fate now, yes. If there are some good news, then maybe it can help. But it seems that it's going in this direction right now. As long as there's no bombshell, I don't know. Suddenly China buys Bitcoin. I don't know. Things like that now. What other indication do I have if we go to the MACD? Okay. A dictator who uses it. We're going to see in the MACD, you see here that the blue has crossed the yellow line. You see that a diagram is starting. Diagram, negative. Here it is here. Right here. Look, when the last time on the monthly chart this was, we had here. What is here? It was when we were. At the time, we were at levels of 60, and then we went down to 15, 16, Gaza. That was now, see? It's happening again now, another indication that I saw much earlier. We're going to the RSI. On the monthly chart, I see here a kind of head and shoulders. Do you see? Now I'll mark it for you. We already knew before that it was going to go down. Like it's not certain. But now if we see the moment we cut here, there's no garden. This takes us down and drops. This, and it always works like this. It always works on the monthly chart, on the daily chart. It can start to play around, and here it really, when we were here, I'm showing you the monthly chart. But when we were here monthly, we were at a high destruction. On the daily chart, it was still fluctuating there, but here, when we broke on the monthly chart, it's almost certain the monthly chart is the strongest of all. Even if the daily and weekly charts show an upward trend, and on the monthly chart there's a decline, it means it's a rise for the purpose of a decline. That's how I see it, because in the end, the big picture is what happens. Like the smaller charts are just coming and drawing the big picture. So when I look at the daily chart, we are supposedly now on some kind of support. Supposedly we are a bit below. Yes, we can start to rise in support. And here the question is whether it's a rise where we are going to break all the supports here and go back up, or once again we are going to rise a bit and it's going to take us further down to the monthly chart. It looks like it's going to take us down because look, it can't not continue further down and only then take us up. Why? Because even think physically, if there was such a strong movement now, we have something small like this. So maybe to get strength from below, we need to go down more even further down, just like a spring, and then get a boom from here. And only then this boom can bring us not more up. That's why we always see on the monthly, we see here, like we saw here, that after it comes like this, and only after that it takes us up like a spring. That's what I expect here too. So I roughly expect us to get here, maybe a little bit here. Like I said, 66. And then we'll rise like this, something like this. And then once again we have here. I'm looking to face the 100. Let's see if we pass it or not. A-Lod. Then we can understand that we are downwards. Maybe we can also make a little money downwards here, and roughly when we are down, already take the other direction, which is upwards, and come up. So that's it. That was my review. If you liked it and it brought you a bit of value, press like, subscribe, register to my channel so I can produce more content like this. Thank you.